This comparison is of the Millville Elevation bars, only dark chocolate mocha, almond, and the other one at the bottom here, which is a better for you bar. But they're both the same flavor, supposedly, dark chocolate mocha almond. Now, both of them are low sodium and gluten-free. They both have a lot of fiber in them. They both have a lot of nuts in them, although I think maybe the Only bar has more nuts in them. Let's see. Also, the Only bar is non-GMO, whereas it seems that the Better For You bar is not non-GMO. At least it doesn't mention it that I can see. There's no sugar alcohols in the Only bar. And I guess, well, in terms of, okay, also the Only bar is Parav, whereas the Better For You bar is not Parav. So they're fairly similar in many ways. So for example, I'm going to talk about the Only bar, and then I'm going to compare it to the sorry, it's upside down, but then I'll tell about this bar. So I'm comparing each part. So in terms of calories, they're almost identical. The Only bar has 210. The Better For You bar has 200. For fat, 15 versus 14. Saturated fat, 2.5 versus 3. No trans fats for either. No cholesterol for either. 15 milligrams of sodium for the Only bar versus 20 for the Better For You bar. 16 grams of fat versus 17. 7 grams of fiber for both. The 6 grams of sugar versus 5, and 5 grams added of sugar versus 4. And then for the protein, the Only bar has 6 grams, whereas the Better For You bar has 5. I think the biggest difference, apparently, is although they both have lots of nuts in them, the Only bar has, I think, more nuts. They also do not have identical ingredients. I found that in eating it, the Only bar was kind of tough a bit. We'll try it again. Let's just compare right now. Very, very subtle mocha flavor. The flavor's okay, but it's not something that would compel me to buy it again on that basis. As far as health is concerned, certainly both of them are far more healthful for you than a lot of other kinds of cereal bars and breakfast bars and whatnot. So from that perspective, they're worth buying. But if you're just looking for something that tastes good, well, go find something with lots of sugar in it. These are just okay. They're both made in Canada, by the way. So let me give it a taste here of the Better For You bar. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't show you both of them. So this is the Only bar. And this is the Better For You bar. So as you can see, they're kind of similar. So let me try this. Oh, I got it backwards. This is the one that's chewy. It's kind of like a tough bar for some reason. I'm not sure what it is that they put in that causes it to be harder to chew. Hmm. Oh, the Better For You bar is worse for you in the respect that um, some of the, first of all, some of the saturated fat that are present are actually coming from palm kernel oil rather than chocolate or cocoa butter. Also, the Better For You bar has cocoa powder that was processed with alkali, which means the polyphenols in the chocolate that make chocolate so good for your health have been damaged or destroyed, unfortunately, because of the Dutching process. Let's see. Go back to the Only bar. Now, the Only bar doesn't use, or does use, I should say, cocoa butter and palm oil, which is interesting because it actually has less saturated fat than the Better For You bar. Also, it does not use Dutch cocoa powder like the Better For You bar. So, as far as that's concerned, I guess you could say that the Only bar has a bit of an edge in terms of health. But, don't forget, calories is something that you have to pay attention to. Because even with a low fat, well, not really low fat, low sodium, low sugar product that has a fair amount of fiber in them, they still have, for how small these bars are, they still have a lot of calories. I mean, we're talking about, let's see, where's the, 1.4 ounces for the Only bar. Yeah, they're both 1.4 ounces. In 200, in excuse me, in the 1.4 ounces, there's 200 to 210 calories. That's a lot for such a small package. And if you're a person who's sitting around a lot, eating these things is probably going to contribute to weight gain because of the amount of calories. And if you're sedentary, you're always sitting around, couch potato, sitting in a work office, at the desk or whatever, you're just not going to burn off enough calories. These are definitely a better choice than most cereal bar brands, breakfast bar brands, snack bars that I'm aware of, and yet it's still high in calories. So you definitely need to limit yourself. This is something that might take the edge off of your appetite for a short time, but it either has the flavor necessary, and personally, I find the Better For You bar doesn't taste as good as the Only bar. Neither of them are exciting for me, but the Only bar is marginally better tasting. So yeah, I guess you have, it's up to you, really, obviously. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a good day.